That is the sound of the jar of names. We shall pick out our name. There's only a few names in the jar of names now, because we started again. But this video is for everyone, including, but not excluded to, Horia. Right then, so let's get on with the podcast. This is a cup of tea in a podcast. This here is a cup of tea. This right here is the podcast. Right. So let's start off with the skip list. You can go to the comments. Hopefully it'll be down there. Might not be there yet. You can skip to this week's update, this week's topic, this week's TV time, this week's question, and this week's goals. Let's begin with the update. So we are behind. Unfortunately, it's bad. We're always behind. At least at one point in our lives. So that's obviously bad. Yeah. I put it down to this week due to my sleeping pattern. My new sleeping pattern of trying to wake up like 2 o'clock in the morning after I go to sleep at like 6 and then get up at 2. Basically, I've just been sleeping for alarms, so I get up at 5 instead, which is still good, but not as good as what it was. But, yeah. We just have to try and knock this nail on the head, which is bad. Also, a couple of entries behind as well, which is not great, but I'm hopefully going to do them today, maybe tonight. So it'll be like a week late, but hopefully we can get back on track. Let's go on to topic now then, so the names. So the videos we shall see this few days until the next podcast. We should have a Assassin's Creed 3 video called Stolen History, because we delve into the alternative timeline of the DLC. And then Dishonored, we'll have one called Stealth Improvements, because honestly, I think I'm getting so good at the game. I'm probably not, but I feel like I'm getting really good at it. Like, coming up in next week's videos, I get two areas, not missions, but 2 areas done in one episode, which to me is a big improvement. And then after that, we've got a Assassin's Creed 3 video called Shadows in the Snow. Think about characters related to me that are also called Shadow. And then we'll also have a Dishonored video called Backyard Secrets, because we find some backyard secrets, or some secrets in the backyard. And they're not skeletons, don't worry. And then Friday, well, not Friday, it'll be the day after that, or whenever, it'll be an Assassin's Creed 3 video called Wolf Tea, because I like tea, and we drink it, and we get something to do with wolves in Assassin's Creed 3. And then on Saturday, we've only got one pointing episode, which is a Dishonored pointing video, which is called Pointing Backyard. Cool. Right then, what's after that? Is it the TV time? It is. Don't even have to check. So, what have I been watching? Vikings I've caught up on. Basically, it got to a big major death of somebody. I won't say who, just in case you're watching it. But basically, I knew this was going to happen because I've read up some history about this person, and I did find out how they supposedly died, and they ripped it straight out of the history. Basically, they've literally same way, and it's great. Which also means that they are, because I thought maybe they weren't going to do it because they sort of went away from that sort of place, but then they came back to it through different means because of, time jumps that Vikings like to do, and basically they did it. So that means that all the other bits of history that you can learn about all the other characters might actually come true, like their deaths and stuff. I know one character in particular, Ivar the Boneless, no one really knows what happened to him after a certain point. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that. They have obviously creative freedom with that now then, I guess. Also been watching Sherlock. It's actually weird because I'm so far behind that I haven't actually had a chance to tell you about Sherlock, because it's only on for 3 weeks. So I'm about 3 weeks behind in terms of what the TV time and everything as well. But yeah, so far it's pretty good. I haven't seen the last episode yet, and apparently that's amazing. It's on my desktop ready to watch. But again, I'm behind on that as well, so I need to catch up on that as well. But that'll probably happen at some point during the week. What else I've been watching? Something else that's quite good is Thailand, Earth's Tropical Paradise. It's a documentary for the BBC, the Natural World part of BBC, and it's great because I don't know much about Thailand, so watching this is actually really interesting. It's great to see all this sort of stuff. Like the one I've just watched is episode 3, and they were talking about the elephants and the tigers, and it's just great. I love it. It's the sort of stuff I want to make when I'm older. Documentaries, because they're great. Anyway, let's move on because I don't want to stay here all day. You don't care what TV shows I'm watching, which is one reason why I need to update all this stuff, make it a little bit better. But that'll happen when I've caught up. Never going to happen then. Where's my list? Here it is. Community section now then. Right, cool. Let's go on to Mention Monday. These are the people that commented on last videos since the last podcast. We have 5 names. We had Spudley Dudley, Max Ravage, Horia, 40k Warrior Man, and Trinity Gamer. So thank you for commenting on those videos. I apologise, I am behind. I will hopefully catch up as soon as possible. I need to. It's getting annoying now. For every party, including myself. But yeah. Right, anyway, Q&A. We have one question this week from Horia, who says, name that movie a hitchhiker impregnates a crew member on a cargo shipper, and the child proceeds to kill the most of the crew. I feel like this has got to be something to do with Alien. I'm not sure if it is Alien, but I feel like it is of a cargo ship. Oh. I'm going to say it's going to have to be one of the Alien films. I'm not sure which one. Perhaps the first one. Is that set on a spaceship? I can't remember which one's set on a spaceship. Maybe 3. Or was that the planet? Was that the Prison Planet one? I'm not sure. But I feel like maybe it's one of the Alien vs Predators. I think it's an Alien film. If not, it's definitely a sci-fi film. I don't think it's a cargo ship, as in on the sea. But I guess we'll find out. Anyway, after that, it's on the next side of this page. It is subscribers. So last week, we were at 1,259. We've gone up 2 names this week. One of them was a resubscribe, so they don't get their name read off again. But we have one new name this week, who is Brian Burbridge. So welcome to the community. If you have a favourite Alien film, let me know. That includes Prometheus and everything. And that's that. Right then, so question. Aha! So last week's question, I can't remember what my words were that I wrote down, but I think last week's question was about trying to get hold of whatever the hints were from the New Year's video. So I've lost something, I don't know where I put it. But yeah, try and find what the videos were from the last week's videos and stuff. Someone's found that. We'll talk about that in this week's comment. We'll talk about it now. Now we'll do it in this week's comment. We'll just save the time. Yeah, and basically now we're going to go into this week's question. This week's question is, what's your favourite foreign food? Like, obviously, because we're all from around the world, it might work out we're going to say everything that could happen, because someone could say English food. I won't say English food because I'm from England, but someone not from England could say English food, and someone from France could say... I could say French food, but French guy could not say French food because, it's got to be foreign food. It can't be food of your own country. My favourite food, foreign food, I'm not actually too sure. I did just eat a croissant, which is why I said the French thing, which is what sort of sparked the question. So I'm probably going to say it's croissant at the moment, just because I like it. But I feel like there could be so much more. But that's what inspired the questions. That's what I'm going to say. Right, this week's comment is actually become back now, because I did say we weren't going to do it until someone solved the riddle of the New Year's video. It's been solved. Right, so first off, I want to say... I do need to find the name. Just need to double check. I believe I know who it is, but I just want to double check again. Here it is. Cool. So I'm going to put this one first. This isn't this week's comment, but it's the runner-up, I suppose. Max Ravage... asked, are you going to play Bioshock Infinite, by the way? Now, I'm putting this in because this is part of the riddle. Now, not to steal his thunder, I will now go and tell you who won the riddle. It was Horia. He won the riddle 3 weeks after its release, and he got it finally. Got there in the end. Now, basically, the hint was 2017, yeah? And it hints to sort of pictures in the video. Now, 2017, 2017, that was the clue. So 2... If you look for the number 2 in the video, it was on the countdown bit. It had a picture of a knot. That's about a knot making video, which is going to happen this year sometime. Can't remember when. I think it's February time. Then O is the next one. Now this one's a tricky one. I'll come back to this one at the end. 1 was the troll goblin that was in the countdown. Now you might know what game this is from. Horia did not, but it's a game that we're going to be playing. But that's one of them. And then, obviously, 7, which is the last one, which was linked to a Little Sister pop figure, which could mean Bioshock, which Max Ravage has asked, which I think is probably been inspired by that, the fact that we might be playing Bioshock Infinite this year, which I think is probably definitely going to happen. Cool. Now, the number 0 was at the end with a special sort of like... It was like a Assassin's Creed Black Flag sword with like an orb in it. Now... Assassin's Creed 4 is obviously the obvious one part of that, but there's also a hidden one there as well. Horia seems to think it might be Skyrim. It's not. I will leave you to think about that. That's you can do that if you're in time. That's not going to stop this week's comment. But if you can figure out what that is, then you might be in for a little surprise. I know most of you will be happy about it. Sips tea and judges people. Cool. Let's carry on then. But that's this week's comment, Horia. Congratulations. He does get about 2 weeks worth, but I'll roll it into one. But well done. You did it in the end. Congratulations. Cool. Right, now let's go on to this week's goals. Catch up, because it's getting annoying. It needs to happen. I'm going to hopefully try and get a lot of it done now. And then, well, that's it. Let's go on to the outro then. So, what length is this video on? It is on 11 minutes. It's quite long. About normal. But yeah, so let's finish this cup of tea anyway. I've just had some, but can have some more. Why not? Right, and let's leave you with what film then. So what film last week was... Oh, I've deleted it. Oh well. It was Aladdin. That was the one. That's it. Cool. So if you got that, well done. If not, it's okay. Right, but until the next time we meet, I think that's probably about farewell. I feel like I should be saying something else, but I don't think I should be. Yeah, but until the next time we meet, I'll say farewell, and I'll leave you now with what film? Mutation. It is the key to our revolution.